So if you want to find a chair. Do you want me to take this? Yep. This event has been partly something that Jacqueline and I have wanted to host for Slow West. Slow West and the West End Well are kind of merging in my head. But also, as we've planned this, the event kind of took a different shape. Partly, I think it started to take on more and more of a character of what we think the West End Well is going about. So two things that are quite pronounced right now. One is, one of the reasons we're doing the West End Well is we don't want to have to schlep another meeting like this. We want a place that's ours, that's set up, that's conducive, that's comfortable, that reflects the values we're talking about, so we can just do this with much more ease and less schlepping. At my age, the schlepping is starting to wear. So feeling that just at the moment, as is this friend of mine. But the other thing maybe you're feeling is we started off thinking that we would serve you a meal. We would welcome you to the well and kind of lay it on for you. And then we realized that's not what the well is about. The well partly is about shifting our culture from a consumer culture to a co-creating culture, to where we come together as partners with reciprocity, and we have something to receive and we have something to give. So almost everyone, I think everyone in this room, one way or another, has their fingerprints on this evening, either in the meal or some other aspect of it. So we just got into this as it was happening, realizing we were discovering something about the well itself by actually having this event, which was an unexpected delight. As we go through the night, we're going to just sort of acknowledge various people in various ways that have brought us to tonight. The well has been something that's been cooking, in my mind, either for 25 years or for 3 years or a year and a half, depending on when you want to start the meter, but it's been coming for quite a while. And all of you, this evening was a time to invite folks who've already heard a fair bit about it and have indicated some level of interest, some level of wanting to participate in it, support it, contribute to it. So this is just sort of a first circle. But things have been moving quite rapidly in the past 3-4 months, so we wanted to bring everybody up to speed on where it is, where things are at, and begin to engage you in thinking about where it could go and how you might want to be part of that. So I'm going to do just a little bit of an update on where things are at, but then we've got a couple of questions that we'd really like you to explore with whoever's at your table. So the tablecloths are there as notes for us after tonight. So there's markers and there's sticky notes and there's pencil crayons. And also these two beautiful murals that Catherine has prepared are also notepads to add thoughts to, ideas to, suggestions. So don't hesitate to leave your mark wherever, well, on anything that's brown paper. Anything else we'll get in trouble for. But as long as it's brown paper, we'd really appreciate that. So most of you know, if we look up over here, most of you know the basics about the well. The idea is that there's going to be a cafe up top there. We promised you local drinks tonight, but CCOC, who owns this building, for whatever reason, has a very strict non-alcohol policy. So next time, we'll have some local wines and beers. But we're going to have a cafe, and we're intentionally bringing things together under one roof that might not typically or haven't typically been brought together. So the cafe will be there. It's very intentionally part of the food security movement in Ottawa. It is trying to explore and demonstrate what does it mean to live on a local, sustainable, organic, seasonal diet in Ottawa. How could you do that? Is it drudgery? Is it boredom? Is it starvation in December or January? So the menu at the well is going to be deliberately exploring that and trying to show people what's possible. And that's going to lead to cookbooks, to shared recipes, to cooking classes, to classes about preserving, cold storage rooms, whatever else. So the food focus is quite central. And most of you know, and I'm delighted to fill in anybody who doesn't, that Jacqueline Jolliffe, where is she hiding? The brilliant originator, founder of Stone Soup Foodworks, is joining the well. And the converted ship wagon that she's been taking around town for the last 2 years will be working out of the same kitchen as the cafe, and Jacqueline will be managing all that food and her staff. But we've also got some very solid relationships with a small number of farmers who have made a pretty strong, like we'd want to be part of this. So Roots and Shoots, you can see down there at the bottom, in Chelsea Gardens. Those are folks who were really working to make a long-term commitment around the well. Paul and his lovely grass-fed beef, we hope, are going to be a major part of what's happening with grazing days. And as we were working with those food producers, we were struggling with the question of the premium cost that all of us experience right now for local, organic, seasonal food. And we said, this is a project together. We want to work to see how we can address that without the farmers taking the hit on this. So how can we do that? So a couple of ideas that have come up. One is that we would have a common kitchen, common refrigeration, cooling, that would serve the kitchen for the well, for the truck, maybe for a caterer, or an eco-caterer who might be able to work around our times, but also a farm stand, a permanent farm stand inside the restaurant for the farmers that we have these relationships with. They won't have to staff it, they won't have to stock it separately, and that brings their costs way down, and it helps us to start to help that premium come down. So, because we're not going to be a high-end restaurant, we're going to be a cafe that's accessible. And the other part, in talking with particularly the vegetable producers, what we're saying is that the menu at the well is not going to be a standing menu. It's going to be what Jacqueline can dream up based on what the farmers can produce and provide to us at any point in the year, including through greenhouses, through preserving, through cold storage. So it's going to be a little bit closer to coming to somebody's home for dinner and you're not quite sure what you're going to be served. At the well, you're going to come for a meal. You're going to have 6 or 8 options, but they may be quite different from last week's and quite different from next week's based on what could actually be created. And clearly what the challenge is making that enjoyable, making that nourishing and enjoyable, not drudgery. So that's our project. That's our food project. Also making it accessible in terms of financial. So many of you know about permaculture. Many of you know Sebastian and Bonita, who are permaculture trainers in the area. They've been consulting with us for about a year and a half to design the West End Well based on permaculture design principles. And all of the flows and things that you may be familiar with are increasing. I'm not going to go into all the details, but that's what's driving the conception of the well. And I guess I should go to the heart of it. The food is one example of nourishment. The byline on the well, you might recall, is nourishment for a change. It's nourishment for a change instead of the other stuff that we've been served, but it's also nourishment for a particular kind of change. It's nourishment for a change toward a sustainable community, toward a just, spiritually fulfilling, and sustainable community. So that nourishment may take the form of conversation for some people. It may take the form of a good book. It may take the form of a workshop. It may take whatever form, but fundamentally at the heart of the well is going to be nourishment. And the core of that is going to be unconditional welcome and honoring of the diversity of who walks in the door.